In today's video, we're gonna cover 7 very interesting Brazilian fruits, and what you'll soon find, which is very interesting to us, is that a lot of these fruits that are even common to Brazil, not all of them have originated in Brazil, which is very interesting. So we're just gonna talk briefly about what they are, both in Brazil as well as abroad, a little bit about their history, and then we're also going to give them a try and let you know and actually give you our experience and our rating for each of these fruits. I promise you this is gonna be very interesting, especially for our last fruit. So be sure to stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get into our first fruit.
Let's go.
All right, so our first fruit here in Brazil is the ata fruit. That's the Portuguese name for this, ata. And in English, it's known as the custard apple. It has almost nothing to do with custard apple or with apples or custard or anything like that, in my opinion. But right now the fruit is unripe. Once the fruit ripens, it becomes much more soft. From right now, it's fairly hard. It's a little bit, soft, but it becomes much more soft, much more juicy. We're actually gonna cut it open for you and show you. And we will say this fruit is actually not originally from Brazil. It's originally from somewhere in the Caribbean and has expanded into other countries, including India, and of course here in Brazil. So we're glad that it has. We're excited to try it. All right, so the way that you eat ata, or custard apple, is that there are basically the fruit's filled with seeds, okay, that are surrounded by the fruit, and we're gonna basically put the seeds in our mouth, suck out the fruit, and then, well, spit out the seed. So yeah, super hard to hold though. It's like breaking apart, very, very tender, but it smells good. Let's go ahead and let's give it a try.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's good.
Sweet.
Very sweet, very tender, a little bit sour. I'm gonna try one more.
A little bit. But it's so small, you want to keep eating. And it, in my opinion, it's delicious. A little bit gooey and sticky.
Try to think of what it would be most similar to. What do you think it's most similar to?
I have no idea. I'm not good at this.
Honestly, this tastes a lot, probably the most similar fruit would be kiwi. Tastes a lot like kiwi. Very, very sweet, tender, kind of mushy. That's kind of what I would use to best describe it, I think.
I think that's a good comparison.
I love kiwi, so this is really good.
Very sweet. Very unique too. You definitely should give it a try. Okay, our second fruit that we're gonna try is called caqui in Portuguese. In English, it's called
Persimmon.
persimmon.
Apparently, according to Google.
I know. Here's a zoom in of what it looks like. It looks like a tomato. It feels like a tomato, but they're telling us it's not a tomato.
I think they're lying to us, but we're gonna have to find out.
We'll have to find out. It's very common in Brazil, but actually originated in China. So that's very curious. I didn't know about that. I've never tried this fruit before. Have you tried it? No.
No, I've had tomato though, so.
It's not a tomato. Okay, we're excited to try it. Let's do it. All right, every great story needs a twist, and we were ready to eat this caqui, but it was actually a tomato.
It's not a tomato.
Which I said that it was. I was like, this is just like a tomato.
But that shows how similar it is to an actual tomato, caqui and tomato. And I guess we're gonna have to leave you guys hanging because I'm not biting into this.
Yeah, definitely tomato.
Yeah.
So it is a tomato.
If you have tried caqui, let us know how it tastes.
And just know to watch out. They look very similar, so let this be a warning to you.
So, fail.
Fail. Our next fruit is called
Maracuja.
Maracuja in Portuguese and passion fruit in English. And here's just kind of a little close-up of it.
It's ugly.
It looks a little bit ugly. It's honestly one of my favorite fruits. This fruit actually does originate in Brazil, specifically in southern Brazil. Although I will say in the United States and a couple other regions, I've seen either another variety or just maybe when it's grown in colder climates, you actually see that it's more red than this yellow that you see here. And with this fruit, it's not traditionally, at least that I know of, eaten right out of the fruit. It's traditionally kind of used in different kinds of desserts, and basically the liquid, and you're going to see this in a second, the liquid's extracted to make some kind of juice, more like lemonade, but Maracuja or passion fruit juice, used in different desserts and things like that. So it's very, very delicious in those things. A very, very interesting fruit, and we're excited to cut it open, see what's inside. So here's our opened passion fruit. It's basically just like a lot of seeds and liquid on the inside. I could easily just like pour it out. So again, this is most commonly used to make a sort of juice, kind of like what you would make lemonade. You kind of strain out the inside here, mix with water and sugar, and then you kind of have the juice. Or you can, again, strain out the inside and use that in different desserts and things like that. So we're not gonna kind of eat it in the traditional way. We're gonna do a non-traditional way, and I'm just gonna stick my finger in, and
I'm gonna do
because I know it's gonna be pretty strong. So
it's really strong, and
there we go.
Sour.
Ooh, it's like super concentrated.
Super concentrated.
Yeah. So now I know. Okay, now I know why they make it. Okay. Oh, and by the way,
it's good.
Maracuja or passion fruit is really great if you have trouble sleeping. This can actually really help you with anxiety, with sleeping. Same thing in the United States. I found I took this for a little bit, and it was great. Is passion flower, not
tea.
Essential oil or tea, something like that. But passion flower, the flower that then becomes the fruit, again, really can help with anxiety and sleep problems. So that's just a little tip for you. But yeah, very, very strong. Definitely recommend. I do love the juice. Definitely recommend it for that.
Yeah, and you keep the seeds in when you're going to make the juice. So you scoop out the juice and the seeds, especially because it'd be really hard not to take the seeds with it. So for me, it's a pass. I love it. It's one of my favorites. What about for you?
Fail for the fruit itself. Pass for the passion fruit juice.
Our next fruit is called goiaba in Portuguese. In English, it's guava. And it's a very typical fruit, not only to eat, but we make a lot of desserts and juices as well, which we do with a lot of our fruits in Brazil. It originates in Central America, but like I said, it's very, very common in all of Brazil. I'm excited to try. I'm actually not very used to eating it. I like the juices and the desserts, but have you tried this one?
I have. I do like guava.
It's delicious. It looks just like a pear, similar to a pear.
It's not a pear though. Some people have asked, no, this is not a pear.
It's not a pear. Goiaba, it's yummy. Let's try it. Okay, now we're gonna try guava, and a lot of people don't even cut it in the middle, they just go ahead and bite it. I'm excited to try.
Cheers.
Cheers.
With the peel?
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. The peel is actually really tender.
I thought the peel was gonna be like orange, where, like you can't really bite into it, but it's not.
The peel's a little bit bitter, but it's also still a little bit sweet, and the inside's so sweet that you can't really, it's not overly bitter at all. I will say, the seeds are fine. The seeds are so hard. It's like gravel. It's like really, really hard.
But the texture, it has a little bit of like a sandy texture, like a grains, like you can feel the grains, but I don't know, it's not as soft as you would expect it, but it's so good. I like it.
And maybe if we let it ripen a little bit more, it'd be a little bit softer. So what do you think the taste is most similar to?
I don't know, maybe like a pear? Because the texture and the taste, they're both
it's sweet like, you're right, no, it's sweet like a pear, it's tender a pear, and honestly, look, it kind of looks like a pear too. Dude, I want to finish this whole thing.
I know,
definitely
it's so
a pass, in my opinion.
Yes, a pass.
Definitely a pass. All right, our next fruit is
mamão
in Portuguese and papaya in English. You can kind of see it. Well, you can definitely see it here. It's probably taking up the whole screen. And Obviously, we have two different versions here. We have obviously a larger one that's and the smaller one, both very popular here in Brazil. And the difference is the smaller one ripens faster, and from what we found, it's a little bit sweeter, although we're gonna taste test and let you know. And you're also probably wondering why there are these slits here all over the papaya, and the reason is my gracious mother-in-law, Allie's mother, did not know we were gonna be filming, so she went ahead and prepared this for us. So basically this will look very, very similar, just without the slits when you go to a supermarket or anywhere in Brazil to purchase a papaya. And then how you prepare is you actually cut these long vertical strips here from top to bottom, and cut off the ends of the top and the bottom of the fruit to help it ripen faster. And hopefully this one's not quite yet ready. This one is ready, and we're gonna go ahead and try it out. By the way, these originate in Central America, made their way down to South America, and we're very thankful for that. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So we're ready to eat mamão, also papaya. And a little tip is leave the seed, when you're gonna eat papaya, leave the seeds in until you're ready to eat, okay? Definitely don't recommend eating the seeds. We actually had to cut this footage, which is part of the reason it's getting darker, because they're super bitter. Oh my gosh, they're so terrible. Don't even try it, it's so bad, so acidic and bitter the seeds are, but not the fruit. Well, I don't think. Let's try it. So just bite in.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna bite in and not get the skin, just kind of.
Yeah, don't eat the skin. We went ahead, obviously, and took out the seeds of this one.
You get that side.
Yeah, let's try it.
It's good. I mean, I've already had papaya before. I love papaya, especially papaya in the morning with oats is delicious. My brother-in-law kind of turned me on to that. I think it's delicious.
I am not a big fan of papaya.
You don't like it?
I mean, it's not. If you don't dislike it, you will like it. It's sweet, it's easy to eat, it's very soft. I just don't like the taste of it.
I love it. I think it's so good. And what would you say it's most similar to? Like, what other fruit do you think it's most similar to? Sort of like some similar taste with a cantaloupe mixed with, I don't know, something like a pear or an apple or something. I don't know. Or mango. No, it's more like probably like, if you mixed a mango and a cantaloupe together, in my opinion, that's kind of what it would taste like. Personally.
So is it a pass for you?
Definitely a pass for me.
For me, I would stay in the middle because it's not bad. It's just not my taste. Our next fruit is called laranja in Portuguese. In English, it's orange.
Obviously.
Ironically, it actually looks just like lime, in my opinion, and about the same size too. It is very common in Brazil. We can just cut it and eat it, or use it for desserts or juices. It's actually really common for you to go to restaurants or even supermarkets, and they're offering freshly squeezed orange juice. Maybe similar to like a lemonade, how common it is in the US would be orange juice. And fun fact, it actually originated in China, which I didn't know about. But like I said, very common in Brazil. I'm very excited to try it. So let's go. Okay, our next fruit is the orange, laranja.
Obviously.
And yes, and the way you eat it, you actually suck it out without eating the peel. So a lot of people cut it like even more, but we're gonna try it like this. And it might get messy, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is different, because obviously it looks very different from the United States and other countries. But let's see if it's the same. Cheers. Looks good, right?
Oh my gosh, so sweet. I expected it to be a little bit more acidic.
I agree.
I was even nervous it was gonna burn my lips, but no, it's so sweet. You have to work around the little skins that makes the triangles, but it's so good.
This is one of the best oranges I've probably ever had. I don't usually rate oranges, but this is probably one of my favorites.
So good.
This is really, I'm actually surprised, because this is really good. Yeah, very sweet, almost like, not watery, but sweet, and not, where others are very, very strong, bold, almost bitter or sour. I like this, like more tender or sweet, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so pass or no pass?
Absolutely pass.
Of course.
Delicious.
All right, I would say this is our final fruit, but we actually have one bonus fruit for you in just a second. Our second to last fruit is the mango. In Portuguese, it is the
Manga.
manga. Very similar. And fun fact, mangoes actually, we were both wrong, but mangoes actually originate in Southern Asia, specifically modern day Burma, is where it's believed the first mangoes were ever exist, and now have obviously expanded everywhere. Absolutely delicious. This is actually one of my favorite fruits anywhere. Not as easy to find in the United States, much easier to find here in Brazil, and I think much more common, obviously. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So there are several different ways that you can eat mango, and this is probably my favorite way. Some people will just eat the entire mango just like this with the skin and everything and just eat it like that. Others will kind of scoop it out, right? The way that I like is to kind of take a slice like I did right here and then cut kind of diagonal wise both ways. And then what I can do is actually flip it up. You can see that. I think it's really pretty. It's very easy to eat, so I'll take a bite and then you can take a bite.
It's great this way because you get the least amount of messiness on your face, so let's go ahead and try it.
I feel like most people have tried mango that are watching this. It's always been one of my favorite foods, even growing up. Wasn't readily available like it is here. Do you think it's any different in Brazil than it is in like the United States or maybe some other countries? I want to try it again.
To be honest, I've never eaten mango in the US. I've had mango juice, even like fresh mango juice out of the fruit, but I've never eaten mango in the US.
I will say I think it's like more tender than it is from fruit that I've tried in Canada and the United States.
It almost dissolves in your mouth.
Exactly.
It's so good. It reminds me a little bit of pineapple texture, but pineapple you actually have to bite it. This one just almost like dissolves. So good.
Very, very good. Yeah, I would definitely say more tender. Very sweet. Other places I've tried, it's a little bit more hard. It's even when it's kind of more ripe, it's still more firm. So I like this one a lot. Definitely a pass.
Finally, our bonus fruit.
Our bonus fruit.
Big bonus fruit. There you go. You can see it's very interesting looking and big. We were just out and about at the supermarket trying to find common and interesting Brazilian fruits to show you guys when we saw this, which I had actually never noticed before. And we came to find out it's actually cocoa.
Yeah, after we bought it, we found out it's the cocoa fruit.
Cocoa fruit, which in Portuguese is cacao, and it's native to the Amazon region. Actually, I wasn't certain, but it's fairly common in the Amazon, and this is the fruit where you make chocolate from, the cacao fruit. And I have never eaten this before. I'm super curious to find out what it tastes like. We're actually gonna find out how to eat it. You're gonna find out with us.
Step 1, we have to figure out how to eat it. Step 2 is, what the heck does this taste like? Does it taste like chocolate? So I'm excited.
I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, and finally our bonus fruit, cacao. We had to Google it and we figured out how to open and how to eat it. You eat it actually very similar to ata, our first fruit. So
yeah, as you can kind of see, it's like loose, like the seeds on the inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one.
Are like super loose, which I didn't really realize. So there's just kind of like this thick outer shell, like right here, and then the inside, there's all these seeds you can kind of take and eat. Hopefully you can see it in the camera.
One by one. So the way you eat it, and then you spit out the seed, the nut, I don't know.
I'm super curious. This is gonna taste, yeah, cheers. Let's see if it really tastes like chocolate. I'm just gonna spit it out. Oh, hopefully you didn't see that. Oh, that's
okay, I will
gross.
say it was very hard to separate
Yeah.
the seeds
It's
from
super
the...
like mucusy, like the outer part of that
Super.
fruit part is stuck like right to the seed. So it's
Yeah.
really tough to get out.
And it, in my
Must
case,
smell.
it's stuck to the top of my mouth too. But I will say it's not bitter. It does not taste like chocolate at all. It tastes, kind of.
The inside, I will say, smelling the inside, if you're just to kind of open and smell, it smells a lot like an apple, doesn't it? Like apple-y, not exactly,
Very earthy to me.
but I think it smells very fruity to me. All right, well, we'll never know.
So apparently you can make juice out of this. I don't know if you keep the seeds inside, but maybe we'll find out and let you know. If you know, comment below. I would not buy this again to eat it, especially because you can barely get the actual fruit out of it.
Super acidic, very bitter. Did not taste like chocolate whatsoever.
No.
Like
so
at all. Just
for
like a
me-
super bitter sour fruit.
Yes.
So,
For
yeah, for me, also a
fail.
fail. I prefer Hershey's. So when it's in Hershey's, check. On its own, no. So that concludes our Brazilian fruit video for today. And if you'd like to see more videos about our travels through Brazil and other parts of the world and interesting things that we find culturally and otherwise, be sure to subscribe here on the channel. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and comment below what was your favorite or your least favorite fruit. Comment it below. Anything else insightful or interesting that you have. Did you also mistake kaki for tomato? We would love to know. Let us know in the comments. And as always,
thank you so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Ciao.
ciao.